Welcome back to Twist Moto. I'm Dan from Twist Moto, and here we are with my son's Project PDUB, PW50. We have done a couple little tune-up things. I just bought it for $500, got a great price on it. It runs, it drives, and it probably would be okay for him because he's so light. But, you know, it's just not the way that I like my power sports stuff. I just like it to be right. So it has some piston slap. It doesn't rev out quite like it should. It doesn't quite run quite as good as a good PW50 should run. So just to investigate the piston slap, we're going to pull this off tonight and see where we're at. And it's definitely going to need a top end. We're going to check and see what the bottom end looks like. But anyway, let's start tearing this thing apart. All right, get the plug out first. I did just recently clean it, but you can see it's fouling and getting a little bit rich and just not quite. You can tell this thing's not quite where it should be, and it does need some attention. I think we have a bent heads. I think we have a bent stud. Better not break. It's definitely not coming off straight. All right, well that one came off, but in a little bit of an odd way. I definitely don't like the way that back, like, I could feel that the stud was bent as it was coming off. Could have got my mini impact out for this, would have made this a little bit quicker. But I didn't actually give this bike to him yet, so that's kind of why. I mean, like I said, this thing runs and rides, and probably for as small as he is would have been okay. But since I didn't even give it to him yet, I don't want to give it to him and then have it blow up or something in the first couple days, you know, because you know how, I mean, if you were like me when I was his age, I rode the freaking wheels off of this thing when I had it. I just don't want like the first day that he has it break down on him and can't ride it. It doesn't look good, but at the same time, it doesn't look terrible. It definitely has carbon buildup, but niche or whatever. I've seen these on eBay. So this must be like an eBay full top end kit in this thing, I bet. Which is interesting because I'm not sure what I want to do. I mean, they're so cheap. It's got to be hard not to, you know, as cheap as they are, it's hard not to just get one of those cheap eBay specials. All right. Well, while I was off camera, I removed the seat and exhaust, just a couple normal bolts. 2 bolts on the back of the seat if you're interested. Just take the 2 10mm bolts off of the back. The whole seat and fender come off together. Then you just loosen these 2 10mm bolts here. Then there's a 12mm bolt right here under the silencer. And there's another 10mm back here on the spark arrestor. You just take those off and that whole exhaust comes out super easy, super quick. Had to charge my camera a little bit and I kind of broke the tripod. So, but anyway, time to try to get this this gasket material is like super thin. Just gotta go slow here too, just so you don't ruin it. I mean, the kit's gonna come with a new one, but I still like to be careful with stuff just because you never know. Never know if you might have to reuse something. But I am gonna probably have to tap this just a little. Well, doesn't look bad. Just, it really doesn't. I mean, it's still got a crosshatch on it and stuff. It really does not look bad. Let's see what this piston looks like. Actually surprised. I thought that this would look, this looks relatively good, to be honest. Zero play in the bottom in the rod. There's no yeah, there's zero play, so that's good. Bottom end is in good shape. However, I just don't see, there's not a ton really wrong with, I mean, definitely could use, you know, the piston and rings aren't even terrible. So that just goes to show you that these things are known to have piston slap, because, you know, this doesn't look to be in horrible condition, any of it, but it did have some pretty loud piston slap. So I'll probably just get a whole nother top end kit for this. Since we're into it this far, I'm just gonna turn this into a, you know, we can always tone it down for him with the throttle screw, and I can put the restrictor back in the exhaust to tame it down a little bit. But since we're in here and since we're building it for the channel, we're gonna go probably like a little bit over the top with this thing. We're gonna do a 60cc kit. We're gonna do some reeds, probably do the air filter, and, you know, if there's anything else online that you know of these things, that I'll look some stuff up too, but let me know if there's anything that you know of for tricks. You know, I don't think I'm gonna get the FMF full exhaust and stuff. I don't wanna get into that much money, but like the little stuff that you can do to these things to make them run better, I'm gonna do. Probably could use some forks or rebuild the forks or something, but yeah, keep an eye on the channel. We'll get a rebuild kit for this thing ordered, and look for part 2 of this video to come probably in the next couple weeks, and we'll get this top end put together. But anyway, thanks for watching Twist Moto. Keep it lit.